Welcome back, everyone, to Daily Crypto. All right, let's jump right in. What's shaking up the crypto world today?
Well, we've got some interesting movements across the board.
Starting with the big players, I see Bitcoin's hanging around $82,937.
Yep, up slightly. A modest climb of about 0.5%.
Modest. How about Ethereum?
Also in the green, just over 1791.80, up by just a smidge more than 0.1%.
Okay, so a little bit of upward momentum, but nothing too crazy. What about the other major players?
Well, BNB is around 593.95.
It's a similar story there. Up a little bit, but not making any huge leaps.
Yeah, about 1/3%. Solana, though, that's showing a bit more energy,
Oh,
trading at 118.09,
not bad.
up close to 1.5%.
Hmm,
XRP is also looking decent.
yeah.
It's at 214, an increase of, again, over 1.5%.
So the majors are playing it pretty safe today, huh?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's a generally upward trend, but nothing too explosive.
All right, well, let's move on to the wild, wild west of crypto, the meme coins.
Yes. Always a roller coaster.
You said it. So what's the latest with Shiba Inu?
Currently, it's sitting at 0.000122.
Still holding on to that 5-0 status.
For now, down just a hair, though, about 0.07%.
Pepe.
Also down slightly, around 0.0000007, decrease of just over 0.4%.
Okay, so some red on the board. Anything else taking a dip today?
Yeah, Bonk's had a more noticeable fall, almost a full percent down to 0.0000111. And Popcat's also experiencing a bit of a tumble.
Down to 2.
0.157004, almost a full percent.
Oof, not a great day for those holders. But in the meme coin world, there's always someone riding high while others fall. What's looking good?
Dog with fat.
Dog with.
WIF, up to 0.380636,
Okay.
an increase of over 1.5%.
Interesting. So even in a relatively calm market, the meme coins are still, doing their thing.
Absolutely. Driven by pure speculation, community hype, it's always a gamble.
Indeed. Okay, let's zoom out a bit and look beyond just the price movements. What are some of the key news and events shaping the crypto world right now? I've been keeping an eye on the crypto stocks, and it seems like they're actually doing pretty well, even better than the S&P 500 in some cases.
Yeah, that's a really interesting development. Coin, Maraura, MSTR, all outperforming the broader market.
Why do you think that is? Is it a sign of growing confidence in the crypto sector?
Potentially.
Hmm.
It could be institutional adoption, anticipation of future growth, even while the wider market is facing some challenges.
It makes you wonder if crypto is starting to decouple from traditional markets, at least to some extent.
It's a possibility. We've also got all this talk about crypto climbing while stocks are declining.
Right. And some people are linking that to the whole tariff situation.
The trade wars, and even a shock warning from the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. What's the Fed saying?
Well, it's a warning about potential instability, risk of a broader market crash. Some are even saying it might crash crypto prices.
So, a lot of uncertainty in the air. Could that be driving some investors towards crypto as a safe haven?
It's certainly possible. We've seen that happen before.
Okay, so lots to unpack there. Now, another big story. Circle, the company behind USDC, is filing for an IPO.
Yep, big news in the stablecoin world.
But they're also reporting declining profits, and there's increasing competition in the stablecoin space. What does all this mean for the future of USDC? And Tether, for that matter.
Well, it's a crucial moment for Circle. The stablecoin market is getting crowded. Tether's USDT is still the dominant player.
Right.
Circle going public could be a way to raise capital and fight back.
Interesting. So, potentially a big shakeup in the stablecoin landscape.
Definitely something to watch.
Now, shifting gears completely, I was reading an opinion piece about using blockchain to actually verify facts in journalism.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Really fascinating concept.
It's not the usual financial application we hear about, but it makes sense. Blockchain's all about transparency, immutability.
Exactly. Records can't be easily changed. Could be a game changer for journalists, especially in this age of misinformation.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being able to prove the authenticity of your sources, your reporting, with irrefutable evidence on the blockchain.
It's a powerful tool for building trust.
Absolutely. Another opinion piece I came across was advocating for automation as the key to a high-performing investment portfolio.
Ah, that's interesting. Especially relevant in the fast-paced world of crypto, I'd say.
Right. Algorithms, predefined rules, Could help investors stay disciplined, avoid those emotional trading decisions.
Exactly. Take the emotion out of it. Let the bots do the work.
Exactly. All right, let's talk regulation. The SEC has come out and said that covered stablecoins are not under its jurisdiction.
Well, that's potentially good news for the industry. A bit more clarity from the regulators.
Yeah, but what exactly does covered stablecoins mean? What rules do they have to follow?
That's the question, isn't it? Still a lot of gray area there.
Figures. Okay, let's move on to the altcoin market. Lots happening there, as always. Atom, for example, expected to see double-digit gains with the introduction of staking support.
Yeah, that's a big development for Cosmos Hub. Staking's becoming increasingly popular.
Yeah, lock up your tokens, help secure the network, earn rewards. It's a pretty attractive proposition.
And it can drive demand, which could push up the price.
Exactly. And speaking of hype and demand, the meme coin frenzy continues.
Never a dull moment there.
I'm hearing whispers of new meme coins about to break out, one codenamed Pepe even.
Oh, wow. Back to the classics.
And there's talk of AI-themed meme coins.
Wow. So even more ways to lose your money.
Well, yeah, you've got to be careful out there. But hey, some people make a killing off of meme coins.
It's true. It's a high-risk, high-reward game.
Absolutely. Now, on the flip side, XRP and ADA, they've taken a hit after that news about potential tariffs from Trump.
Interesting. Shows how sensitive crypto can be to global events.
Yeah. And apparently, traders are moving their money to other altcoins,
Makes sense. They're always looking for the next opportunity.
always chasing those gains. Speaking of which, BlockDAG's been making some noise lately, attracting attention from some big Ethereum and XRP whales.
Yeah, apparently they had a pretty viral keynote. Something big must have been announced.
Gotta check that out. Pi Network, on the other hand, seems to be struggling.
Yeah, nearing all-time lows. Investors seem to be losing interest.
Maybe they're moving toward those GameFi altcoins.
Could be. The play-to-earn model is really taking off.
Yeah, it's a hot space right now. And speaking of hot spaces, any updates on BlockDAG and SUI?
Well, BlockDAG's final testnet is reportedly underway. That's a big step towards launching their main network.
Exciting.
Yeah. And SUI has just been navigating the market dips, while Stellar's aiming for price appreciation.
Okay, so different strategies, different goals. Makes sense. All right, let's switch gears again and talk about Bitcoin mining. Apparently, the Trump family is getting into the game.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I heard about that. BSTR miner, NR7 miner, those are the names being thrown around.
Could be a sign that Bitcoin mining is going mainstream.
Potentially. Or maybe they're just looking for a new way to make money.
Well, it's certainly a lucrative industry.
Yeah, but there's also that whole thing about Trump's tariffs being a threat to U.S. mining.
Right, because we're still reliant on Chinese hardware. Tariffs on those imports could really hurt American miners.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, I guess. Okay, what's happening in the world of exchanges?
Well, SAFE, the Smart Account Protocol, has been invited to Binance's Vote to List program.
Oh, that's a big opportunity.
Yeah, could lead to a lot more visibility, trading volume.
Absolutely. But on the other side of the coin, OKX was fined for AML breaches.
Yep, authorities in Malta. Not good.
Definitely a reminder that compliance is crucial in this industry. Now, let's talk about some more positive developments. I'm really excited about these real-world applications of stablecoins that are starting to emerge. Ripple, for instance, is using their RLUSD for drought relief in Kenya.
Yeah, that's really cool. Using blockchain for social good?
Exactly. And Volta and Virgo CX are teaming up to create a stablecoin remittance app.
That could be huge for cross-border payments.
Yeah, imagine sending money internationally instantly with low fees.
It could really disrupt the traditional remittance market.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. Okay, let's jump into DeFi. Arbitrum's ARB incentives haven't been as successful as they hoped in retaining users.
Interesting. Seems like financial rewards aren't always enough.
Yeah, people want a good user experience, innovative applications, a strong community.
Exactly.
Sandy's price crashed despite positive sentiment and ecosystem growth. Kind of a weird one.
Yeah, sometimes the market just doesn't make sense. Could be profit-taking, broader market corrections, who knows?
Yeah, crypto's always full of surprises. But Sonic, formerly FTM, saw a price jump despite the bearish market.
Yeah, and that's being attributed to growth in their DeFi ecosystem.
So it seems like real-world usage and strong fundamentals can still drive prices up.
Absolutely. And Sui's price is potentially surging due to increased DX volume.
Yeah, more trading activity on decentralized exchanges usually translates to higher demand for the token.
Exactly.
Mantle's also gearing up for major ecosystem updates. Could be a catalyst for growth there.
We'll have to see what they come up with.
All right, I've got to mention this. Bitcoin's been showing some resilience lately, even with the U.S. markets taking a hit.
Yeah, it's fueling that whole debate about Bitcoin as a safe haven asset.
Right. Is it really decoupling from traditional markets? Is it a store of value in times of uncertainty?
The jury's still out.
True. All right, last but not least, meme coin trading is heating up on Radium.
Yeah, their volume surged in Q1, but they're facing competition from Pump.Fund's DAX.
The battle for meme coin dominance rages on, and it looks like some traders are holding on to their Bitcoin despite all the market panic.
Yeah, data from Binance suggests a level of conviction among some investors. They're in it for the long haul.
Interesting. Okay, we've also got some bad news. North Korea is behind another crypto hack,
Yeah, Web3 security is still a major concern.
and a South Korean individual got jail time for a $2 million crypto scam.
Ouch. The authorities are definitely cracking down on fraud.
They have to. It's a problem that needs to be addressed.
Absolutely.
Well, that was a lot. From meme coin mania to institutional adoption to regulatory crackdowns, it's a wild world out there.
It is, and it's changing every day.
That's why it's so important to stay informed. Keep up with the latest news, the latest trends.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, especially in the crypto space.
Couldn't agree more. All right, that was our deep dive into the crypto world today. We covered price movements, key news, potential trends, and everything in between.
Hopefully you learned a thing or two.
We certainly did. Remember, the crypto market is constantly evolving, so staying informed is key. Join Daily Crypto for real-time market updates.
See you next time.